Hey guys, thank you so much for connecting to our collective calls. Today's Thursday, and yeah, we're happy to present you our new speakers today. First of all, let me remind you real quick that my name is Ivan and Malikan. We are hosting today's meeting as always. And as I said before, we got three amazing projects today. So let me walk you through them real quick. So first of all, we got, so who do we got actually? Okay, guys. So first we got Stefan representing Morphis project. He's the CEO. Then we got Nwankwo James from Nexus Protocol. And last but not least, we got Gabriel representing Diambra project. So super excited to hear from all of you guys. Really interesting names. So let me walk you through the rules. So usually how we usually hold such calls. So a speaker has 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes for the pitch part, then follows 10 minutes Q&A section part. So for your convenience, we'll add timer to keep track of time. And as always, if you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the chat or raise your hand. Be sure to check your camera settings, screen sharing settings. And yeah, that's pretty much it I wanted to say. Thank you so much for coming. And yeah, let's start right away with Nwankwo James from Nexus Protocol. So hi, James. Thank you so much for connecting.
To give a quick background, I'm James, I'm the founder of Nexus Protocol. Nexus Protocol is an all-in-one HR tech solutions protocol. And the first product that we have, pretty much our flagship product that we're putting out, is Nexcrow, which is a blockchain-powered escrow services platform. We're currently backed by the Sana Foundation and Super Team NG as well. So to give you some background into why we got into this, I've spent about 4 years in the Web3 space, and I've witnessed and lost over $5,000 to job scams. I've experienced, and unreliable freelancers as well. This is why Nexcrow exists, and this is why we set out to build Nexcrow to be able to solve this particular problems. So for some of the problems that we intend to solve, we have over half of Web3 freelancers have worked without pay. We have payments often doesn't match service quality, and existing escrow platforms offer poor user experience. We also have like a user complaint on here on this side of someone talking about his experience on Upwork that currently provides escrow services. And people are talking about, you'll go on, you'll see stories about people talking about Upwork holding their money for weeks or having them issues on there. So now to solve these problems, we have our product Nexcrow, which it secures payments until the job is done. We also have the feature that we're putting out, which we call the Nexcrow Blinks rather. It allows you to be able to securely manage escrow contracts from anywhere through blockchain links and actions. So perhaps you'll be able, from your Twitter handle, your Twitter page, maybe we could be having a discussion on there, and then we'll be able to set up a contract, an escrow contract, and then we can manage it from there. Whenever anything is done, whenever the whole job is done, you can process the payment right there in the Twitter chat. And then we have the Nexcrow direct contracts. This is mostly for freelancers and contractors. So it allows you to be able to share your Nexcrow link. Like you can share it and use it to receive direct contract. So when perhaps you get your Nexcrow link, you post it on your Twitter, somebody comes to your page, he likes what you do, he clicks on your link and can set up a direct contract with you and have the money escrowed in using our platform as well. So pretty much how it works, we have the submit details, USDC, and sign, and then we manage and approve it in one dashboard. And I get this particular question a lot: if a dispute occurs, how is it solved? So we have three particular layers of dispute resolution. We have the AI-driven dispute resolution that we are going to use. We have our own AI agents that we're building up that is going to be able to help connect the entire Nexus protocol, and we'll be able to help in dispute resolution processes as well. We have blockchain transparency due to the fact that a lot of the contracts are going to be on the blockchain as well. And then we have quality control mechanisms as well. So we're going to be setting up and investing into setting up legal teams, teams that will help ensure that we sort out disputes in a way that ensures that both the client and the freelancer, everyone is properly happy with the result of things. And there are other layers we're also including, although it comes down to how complex the dispute process, this issue on ground that we're trying to dispute is. Different dispute issues are going to likely require different solutions based on our multi-layered approach. So our financial model, we have a 2 to 4% fees on financial transactions, a 2 to 4% fees on dispute resolution as well, because we are going to let people know that we would like as much as possible for you to be able to sort the problems out yourselves. But if we have to step in, we're going to have to charge a fee for that. We have a projection up to 2031 as well. So for a pre-seed round, we are currently looking to raise about $1.25 to $1.5 million as well. Our product is currently live on Solana. It's currently live on Solana mainnet as well. And on the version 1.0 of our product, which we had dropped last year, we had about 400 plus registered users on there before we took it down to remodel it and rework on it. And then we have about 30,000 newsletter contacts from our waitlist subscription. And then we have about 2,000 active newsletter recipients, people that received and opened our newsletter as well. So to quickly wrap it, I'm almost pretty much done with everything. Go-to-market strategies and target users. We have the Web3 native businesses, Web3 freelancers, DAOs and communities, and these are the different ways that we intend to also reach out to them. So for the competitive analysis, we have about high fees from Upwork, we have Fiverr, we have Dlance, FlexJobs. And if you look at some of the issues that you face on these different platforms, we know that our own product is set out to be able to solve all of these issues. So for a roadmap, pretty much everything that we're going to be achieving, we're addressing HR securities, insecurities head on, pretty much bringing it onto the blockchain, and we're solving financial insecurities and job insecurities in the AI-dominated future as well. So if we look at from here, we have our the Nexcrow launch and adoption that we intend to do between Q1, Q2 of this year, and then from Q2, Q3, we look at launching our AI agents that will be releasing. And for the final slide, I have my team members. We have about each of us has about 4 to 5 years experience in the Web3 space. Our past achievements together, we're winners of the Dora Hacks Aptos Grand Style. We've sold out NFT collections. We've partaken in different Solana hackathons as well. And then we're currently backed by the Super Team and the Solana Foundation. So that is pretty much it. I would have liked to show a demo since we are currently on mainnet, but I know I do not have much time on me again. So
thank you so much. And we've got our first question here. Nexus Protocol promises secure hiring and automated payments. How do you ensure that all parties involved in a contract feel
like there are different mechanisms to it and different issues to it? So by properly investing in our quality control team, our legal team, we are there to ensure that we have proper experts on ground to be able to mediate any issue that will likely come up, or any issues or any disputes as well. We also have other methods that we intend to also integrate, like even pushing it out to the community for voting as well, to vote on the situation. So as I said, it depends on the complexity of the dispute or the situation at hand. It will determine if we have to use a legal counsel, or if we have to send it out to the community for them to vote, and if each one of these is still going to be added with the AI-driven dispute as well, because we're going to be having our AI agents also analyze, do its own analytics on its own end as well.
Thanks. Next one, the concept of eliminating scams and ghosting in Web3 hiring is huge. What are the key features in Nexcrow that make it stand out from other HR solutions in the space?
So one of the major issues that we noticed that a lot of the different platforms have is they have a complex onboarding process that makes it difficult for the people that need these services to be able to access it. And so they make a lot of those constraints are usually there, but we try to make it as accessible to everyone as possible. If we look at our through the blockchain links, which is the technology that we built on Solana that we are integrating as well. It allows for anybody anywhere, as long as you can share a link. As long as you can share a link, you can interact with the platform. As you can share a link and you have, you can sign in with your wallet address there. There's a way we are going to properly break it down to ensure that it's easy for the user as well. But as long as you can share a link, you can interact with the platform. And then the direct contracts as well. As long as you have an account on the platform, it allows you to be able to set up a contract anywhere, and it's going to be secure. Anybody can go through your link. They can see your direct contract. They can see the jobs you've done, the things you've done in the past. They can see your portfolio, your resume, everything about you. And then if they need you to get a job done, you have your link there. They just click on start an escrow contract straight up, and it starts. And then all you have to do is either approve the terms of it or not. So one of the major things that we are going to be doing is making it as accessible to as many people as possible. And if we also look at the competitive slide as well, making sure that it's unique compared to other platforms. If you look at these are some of the different issues people have had. If you look here, there's also user complaints, someone talking about his terrible experience on Fiverr as well. So we've taken into account all of these different issues on these different platforms. Some of these platforms can take weeks to process payments. They can take weeks to process payments, and we are putting measures in place to ensure that all of these different bad experiences that people likely face on these other different platforms, we are going to be able to solve that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the answer. The next one, can the buyer or seller choose who mediates the dispute, or is that always an AI agent representative of the project of Nexcrow?
At the moment, we are going to be deciding how that works. But as we get more feedback from our users, more feedback from our community, then we will then tailor up the dispute process to be able to fit into what exactly works for both ends. So at the moment, we're starting off with us having to start the entire process, mediate the entire process, and then from there, the more feedback we get from our users or from people, and we know the best way to implement that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's all time we have for the Q&A. So yeah, James, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much
for your time here. It was a pleasure. So let me introduce our second speaker then. We got CEO of the project called Morphis. So Stefan is here to represent it. Stefan, thank you so much for connecting. Yeah, happy to see you, man.
Hello, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, totally, man.
Okay, first of all, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. So my name is Stefan. I'm the CEO of Morphis, one of the co-founders. So Morphis is an AI framework aggregator. That is the textbook definition. But to put it in very simple words, Morphis is a platform that allows you to deploy specialized AI agents, not just chatbots that are able to tweet and that you can speak with. We are allowing you to deploy agents with actual functionalities, and that is all possible without you being required to know how to code. About the problems, so lack of AI modularity, meaning that it's very difficult to break down like a framework and really be able to build your agents in a modular way. AI is inaccessible because at the moment it's very hard to deploy smart agents, like very good agents, without knowing how to code, and we allow that using our no-code approach. No unified access to frameworks. You cannot find a place with where you are able to access all the frameworks at once and choose out of those frameworks to see which one is better for your use case. And of course, inefficient Web3 automation. We solve that by having a modular design. Every step of the way, every step of the creation is broken into modules, so you can really create a hybrid agent where you can customize it according to your liking. No code platform. You don't need to write even one line of code. Very user friendly. We aggregate multiple frameworks so that you can choose what framework you want to deploy your agent on. It can be whether it is a Web3 framework or a Web2 framework. you can choose like from Eliza or virtuals with their game framework, or you can choose a Web2 one such as LangChain or 11 Labs. And we streamlined Web3 automation by using our add-ons, which I will get to in a second. So the platform is super simple to use. As you can see in the screenshots, if I have the time, I will show the creation process. If not, I hope that it is understandable just from the slides. So five steps. You choose your framework, choose your LLM model, describe the agent voice, and build the character details so that you can craft the agent personality, and then you choose the add-ons being our bread and butter. What I mean about add-ons is basically like some extra functionalities that you can allow your agent to do. So normally, like, all those agents are just chatbots, right? They don't have access to call APIs, so they cannot do stuff. By integrating those add-ons, we give our agents the capabilities to do stuff, such as seeing the lifetime prices of crypto, or I don't know, maybe like having access to newsletter, being able to see the market sentiment. Like you can tell your agent, follow all those accounts on X, see their tweets, and draw a conclusion from their tweets to see what the current market sentiment is or what the current market narrative is. It can be a Zoom integration. Since our agents can speak, we allow for the functionality to be able to host Zoom calls, so that you can tell your agent, hey, please book a call tomorrow, invite those 3 people, have it at 5 p.m. ETC, and have this discussion with them. The way that we provided the terminal, it's a two-way terminal, so you can speak with your agents directly using your voice, or a text terminal as well. You can update your agents in real time via your dashboard. So all the steps that you went through in the creation, you can edit them all from your settings. Again, very user-friendly. So, oh my God, the time is running out so quickly. As I told, our add-ons are the bread and butter. So we allow for multiple functionalities. That's why we see this as the best way to do it, because since everybody is trying to build like those super agents like Manus that is capable of doing everything, but it's kind of mediocre at all the things that it does, we allow for the creation of those very specialized agents where you can give them very specific functionalities so that they excel at doing smaller tasks, but in a way more efficient way. This is the system architecture. Long story short, we don't want to compete with anybody. We, being an aggregator, we want to take what's best from everybody and putting them in our platform. I'm going to go very quickly through everything, market overview. I'm going to end with this. So our vision about Morphis, right now we are focusing on allowing people to deploy very specialized agents. Now, the next step that we want to do is laying the foundation for a swarm. A swarm has seen multiple agents, all of them being specialized at something, so that they can all work together toward completing a bigger, more complex workflow. Tokenomics and token utility. Token utility is very simple. Whatever you do on Morphis, you need to pay with the Morphis token. Whether you want to deploy an agent or add extra add-ons, you pay in Morphis tokens. And tokenization of agents is optional, not mandatory. But if you want to tokenize, you are allowed to do that. But you must pair your token with Morphis token. The same principle as virtuals. Roadmap, I'm not even going to it. Sorry?
Please finish up. The time's already up, so yeah.
Okay, then I'm not going to go into the team. Our tech lead works at XAI and we have a lot of experience, but okay, I'm going to end. Our fundraise is going on right now. A very small angel round, 150K, 10 million valuation, super short vesting. This is like 50% completed, and we aim to close it by the end of the week, and that's it. I'm sorry I took more than I had allocated for this.
No problem, because you can always tell us a bit more about each topic in the Q&A, which starts right now. And we already received the first questions. Let me read that. Sounds interesting. How does Morphis handle voice-enabled AI across multiple platforms? And what's been the biggest challenge in making voice interaction feel natural?
Well, there are many solutions for the text-to-speech and speech-to-text. I cannot get too technical on this just because I'm not the technical founder. The technical founder is Kevin, who's from Argentina, and he's sleeping right now. Basically, we have integrated solutions for this. currently our test agent is deployed using 11 labs. And integrating that was not the hard part. The issues, I wouldn't say issues, but what we are facing right now is basically time. At the moment, our team is only 6 people. Our main issue is that we need to hire more people. It's very hard to find reliable developers, especially in the AI environment. But our main issue is time, because we need to integrate as many add-ons as possible to be able to allow users to have agents with the functionalities that they need. At the moment, we have finished this product, which is like an MVP. We have Eliza OS working. You can deploy agents using Eliza OS. And the current add-ons that are working is crypto prices. So it gets the prices from CoinGecko in real time. And also we have an API connection to Cointelegraph, so that the agent is aware of the latest crypto news.
Thank you so much for taking care of the first question. We got another one. I love the modular idea, but how easy it is to swap or update these add-ons if users realize mid-project that they need different features.
You can always extra add-ons to your agent, but I think that would be complicated. I think that the solution for that is actually one of the reasons why we are working on the foundation for swarms. So that we really don't want to try to have an agent like with 10, 20, 30 add-ons. I think that simply is way too resource consuming. And if you really want your agent to be effective at doing something right, you need to have it as concentrated as possible. So once the Swarm foundation will be ready, the solution for that will be you just deploy another agent with that extra functionality, so they could work both together to achieve the goal in a more effective and compartmentalized way. By the way, I'm sorry for my English. I'm not English native, so sometimes I might fuck it up.
No, you sound great. We got another question. What roles are you looking to fill on your team? And basically, can you tell us a bit more about the team, right?
Okay, so at the moment we are 6 people. It's myself, it's Kevin, who is our tech lead. It's Sunny, who's an AI engineer. Timothy is handling the design. Those guys are in the deck. Extra is Nazar, who is basically handling the front end, and Andrew, who is a blockchain developer, who will come in to hand later when we start working on the tokenization. What we need is full stack developers and AI engineers. We are looking to hire 4 more people to fill those roles, so that we can have like a part of the team working on the swarm intelligence, and the other part of the team to constantly working on adding as many add-ons as possible. Our next step regarding development is to add a Web2 framework. We are still deciding between LangChain and 11 Labs, so that we have that with Eliza working, and of course rolling out add-ons. Our next add-ons that we are working on integrating is X Spaces, so that the agent is able to have its own Twitter and also host spaces on there, Zoom integration, Google Meet integration, and the very next one is basically we want to allow an agent to be able to vibe code using dev.fun, if you are familiar with the platform, to allow the agent to access dev.fun and create apps using that one. We actually want to have like sort of a hackathon, which will be our go-to market, because at the moment we are in stealth mode. We have our socials, but like 0 followers, 0 posts. We didn't go to market yet.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for answering this one. We have time for the last question. Guys, if you're up to asking something more, feel free to leave it in the chat. Yeah, very cool project, says Brian.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I really needed like more time for this. I tried to be as fast as possible with this, but there are so many things I couldn't show, like the platform, the dashboard, the profile, how to create agents. It's just, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot. And it's a pity that I didn't, because I like to praise on the fact that we are making this as user-friendly as possible. And this is why we are raising so low, such a low valuation. Like all of the money is basically to have like 4 or 5 months of runway on development and a bit of money to go to market. We want to get the product rolled out as soon as possible, because we will allow for the creation of agents at a very low cost. Like the most basic agent on the most basic framework with just 1 or 2 add-ons will cost as little as like $50, and it will take you like just a few minutes to deploy. It will take you longer to fill the character details. I'm sure that the traction for this will be very easy to get and very easy to get users on the platform.
Okay, gotcha. This is totally understandable. By the way, we posted contact details right now. Be sure to check it out. Also, Stefan, while we have still time for the last question, I have one. So could you walk us through the roadmap? So what's in store this year?
Okay, so I could tell you what's in store for the next 6 months, because like in the way that AI is evolving, like we never know. Like it can, as you can see, like with Manus, like a few weeks ago, people thought that AI cannot have its own computer and access the browser, but Manus is able to do that, like, and whole lot more. So the next steps regarding development, I told you, want to integrate the Web2 framework and as many add-ons as possible. On the Swarm side, we are laying the foundation to start the development on that. That is our biggest goal, and our goal, like for the next 3-4 months, just building the swarms, allowing the agents to communicate with each other, whether it is for a Web2 workflow or for Web3 workflow, trying to get that and to build it in a way that is as user-friendly as possible. We want to launch the early access campaign in around 2 weeks. How that one will go in a very concise way, we will require users to fill a form and then have a one-on-one interview with our own agent. On that interview, besides other questions, one of the questions will be, what functionality would you like to have available for your agent? So that using this approach, we will get the feedback from users so that we'll know, okay, what does the user want? Maybe they want a personal assistant, but I don't know, maybe they want a virtual girlfriend or something. Whatever they want, we will prioritize that on building on the add-on side. We are looking to open the public platform in around 6 weeks from now, and that would also be the time of our token launch. So 6 to 8 weeks, assuming that the market continues to remain positive or hopefully going back up. 6 to 8 weeks from now, we are looking to launch our token, and after that, it's only optimization, feedback to see what add-ons we want, and rolling out add-ons as we go.
Okay, thanks, Stefan.
Oh, by the way, just one the final thing about our round. Is over 30% filled, and we are also backed by a VC, by Cogit and Ventures. Some of you might know them or not, just so you know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stefan. That was Stefan from project called Morphis. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. We're moving on.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so the third project is Diambra, and Gabriel is here to tell us about it. So Gabriel, thank you so much for connecting. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Ivan. Yeah, thank you for the invite. So with Diambra, right? So we come from academia and like a lot of like public-listed companies. Primarily, the company was founded by Alessandro and Johannes. Alessandro has 15 years experience in applied AI and machine learning research. More recently, he was working inside of Ubisoft and developing AI agents for Ubisoft. And then before that, he was working on multi-agent systems for space programs, NATO, also like AI in automobiles as well. Our co-founder is Johannes Jenke. He's started off as a back-end developer in SoundCloud, developing Prometheus. And then he went on to be one of the earliest developers at Docker, which is like this massive SaaS company in Web2. And then more recently, he had an exit to Airbnb with the latest company that he was working at. And then we have the chairwoman, which I work directly with, which is Marta. She comes from mergers and acquisitions background in gaming tech. So we've done deals with Microsoft, Ubisoft, Tencent, NetEase, Embracer. Done a lot of like cross-border deals. These deals have always been in the range of 200 million up. All the way up to 7 billion. And we are very well connected to a lot of chairmans and exec team for public listed companies. What we were doing in Web3, like primarily, was bringing public listed companies to like layer 1s and layer 2s. And then we found Diambra, we acquired them, and we've been like really like excited to grow. Basically, what Diambra is, we've built AI environments for AI versus AI competition. We are starting off with games to start off with. So we allow AI developers to essentially build reinforcement learning algorithms that can interact with classic games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, all these like classic retro games. And then we allow for like multi-agent competition as well, which is putting 2 of these agents, once they've been built, to compete inside of a game, right? So With the whole like AI agent narrative, we're seeing agents competing against each other more non-directly on like Twitter, etc. Like who has the most engagement, which agent has the more views or the most like social capture, for example. But there hasn't been a company yet or like a project that has actually put two agents under the same environment and made them like fight each other. Maybe I can show you like a little bit of the product demo. We've been building for around 4 years, fully bootstrapped for 4 years, up until this round, which we recently closed our seed round. Let me just show you the product demo first. So we have a leaderboard. We have a full like client where people can interact and they can choose different ways to train the agents. They can use reinforcement learning. They can use like imitation learning, which is using a joystick to train the agent. Then we also have a module for LLMs, which allows people to train agents using LLMs. And you essentially, the goal so far to train an agent that's very capable in Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat, for example. Right now, we're like on the Solana hackathon, and we finally like launched our AI versus AI mode. So you're seeing an AI by Alessandro, and then AI by like one of the top scorers in our community as well. And all of these inputs are live inputs by the AI. Of course, each AI agent is going to perform differently because there's different ways of training them. Everything is trained locally as well. We don't need like GPUs. You can train it using your local computer. The number of days, the way that you train it really like decides how your AI agent performs. And your agent is constantly learning as well from like the type of opponents that is facing, right? So just to go back to the presentation, as I said, like we recently closed our seed raise, participation from Morningstar, Stakes Capital, which is like the first investors of Virtuous Protocol, NextGen and Hodl Group as well. But we also have like a lot of angels from like Nexcrow AI, NVIDIA, Laser Labs, Capgemini as well, which are like big like companies both on the Web2 side. And what we kind of like have that I think that a lot of like AI agent projects don't have, time I ran out, is essentially we have a lot of distribution. So we have a partnership with Hugging Face. We are featured on the Deep Reinforcement Learning course, which is like one of the largest AI companies in the world. We already have like a lot of users. We also have a partnership with eFuse, which is a 250 million esports company that works directly with like Epic Games and Activision. And yeah, we like are working on big things. For the Series A, we also adding robotics environments for like AI versus AI competitions with robotics, and we're mainly partnering with Phosphor AI, which is like a YC Combinator company, and KUKA, which is I think one of the largest robotics company in the world. But we're very excited, so planning to launch our token in the next month or so. We are ready, we're just waiting on the markets and like advice from our investors. Yeah, we're very excited to be building in the space and looking for partnerships, investors, anyone that has some sort of like distribution skills or advisory or crypto native knowledge as well.
Thank you so much. We've got some questions here in the chat. With such a solid background in gaming and robotics, what unique insights do you bring to the AI agent competition space that could really shake things up?
Yeah, great question. So we have a competitor, but it's also not a direct competitor, right? Is maybe a lot of people in AI might have heard of like Kaggle. Kaggle was acquired by Google, I think back in 2017 or 15. And they are like the biggest, largest competition platform for AI developers. So all of the companies like Meta, Google, a lot of like hedge funds as well, they always go there and they post challenges for developers to solve, right? It can be something like find the most optimal way to move this robotic arm, for example. People will submit their code and they'll participate in challenges, and I think they have like maybe like 20 million users at the moment. What we've noticed is there's a lot of money in this, right? Like Kaggle makes, I think, over like $100 million in revenues from these B2B sort of relationships. And what we kind of like understood is that AI research, especially with the after ChatGPT, has become very show and tell. So like every week we get like OpenAI saying we have a new tool, go build something with it. Anthropic, oh, we playing Pokemon this week to see how like our models perform inside of Pokemon. What we want to do with Diambra is bring AI competition in a way that can be benchmarked each developer. We can give them the merit, but also add incentivization layer through token rewards and also entertainment, right? Like how fun is it to have AI research to be tied to playing games or doing something fun or competition? This is the main sort of vision that we have with the company.
Interesting, thanks. Another one, you've got impressive traction with 127k agent submissions. What have you learned from user interactions that's helping you fine-tune the platform and create even more engaging experiences?
We found out that the good developers, they're very good, right? So like if you look at some AI agent developed by, for example, Alessandro, who has 15 years experience, or our top community member, they've got like 5,000 score. We have a lot of agents in the lower 1,000 scores as well. We have our own proprietary benchmarking engine, which is very useful for this. But it also shows that there's a lot of like variability on how to train an agent. Alessandro is trained in completely different way from like other community members, but it also made us notice that, okay, we need to kind of like democratize the training of agents. And also we want to democratize the access to like funding and betting on good agents, right? So like if someone's built like a really good agent, I want to put my money on that. But we also like right now we're building no code UI tools. We also like developing more our imitation learning module, which allows people to train agents just by playing the game, how they play. And with this product, this is where we're gonna fortify our relationship with eFuse, where we are bringing Web2 gaming streamers to train their own agents like Ninja, FaceClam, for example. They've worked with pretty much everyone, Mr. Beast, iShowSpeed. And we're gonna tokenize the AI agents. We're gonna allow the fans to play against the AI agents by these creators as well, which should be quite fun.
Okay, thank you. Another one, the idea of AI agents competing in real-world gaming and robotics environments is fascinating. How do you ensure these AI agents are both competitive and learning from each other effectively?
Yeah, great question again. There is this feature of ours which is called self-play. So like self-play allows agents to train against a copy of itself. But with the AI versus AI feature, we are going to see like progress at unimaginable scale from what we've seen before. So far, the leaderboard has been based on the submissions of AI versus computer, which means AI is training against a computer, which is much easier than training against a human or an AI. But whenever the agent is training against another agent or fighting another agent, it is consistently learning, right? So if you have like gamers in your audience, you might have seen like the speedrunning community of like, I don't know, like Super Mario, where it will play like a human up to a certain point, and then after a certain point, it will just try to exploit as much glitches as possible, but then it becomes like super, super good at the game, and it's very impossible for a human to beat, right? So we want to really like get to that level where we're seeing entertainment or like ways of playing a game by AI that wasn't seen before by humans. And we can do a lot of like cool things here where we can have the top Street Fighter player in the world play against an AI, which is something that Google DeepMind done with like the Go competition and like StarCraft as well. But also we're very interested in seeing like two AIs fighting against each other. And yeah, the sky is the limit really.
Yeah, thanks. What are your revenue streams?
We have the wagering, so like on the Web3 side. So the wagering works as follow, right? We were going to have like a very similar model to virtuals. And then we realized maybe the token pairing model is not going to be here for long. And I think there was like a lot of criticism on this, and yeah, revenues went down, granted. What we have now is like agent vote. So someone can create an agent. They can use the free-to-play mode, which is the AI versus computer. As soon as they believe that the agent is ready to fight against other AIs, they can deposit money, or users can deposit money into that AI agent, right? You will be able to see how the agent is against the computer. Maybe it has learned some like really cool combos, and you think, okay, this is going to be like a winner. You deposit money into it. You receive shares, so like untradeable shares of the vote. And as the AI agent fights against other agents, wagering as a platform, it wins winnings, and then you're able to like withdraw like the Diambra tokens. This is like a revenue model. We take a fee on the wagers, so around like 5%. And then 1% goes to the creator, 2% is burned, 1% or 2% goes to us. And then the idea here is that AI agents don't need to sleep. They don't need like breaks or like holidays. So they can be playing games essentially forever. So you just put your money in an agent that you believe in. And then hopefully by the time they wake up, it's won like a lot of matches and it's made a lot of money. And then the second revenue stream is what I said with the eFuse deal. This should be bringing us around like $1.8 million on the first year. eFuse is very successful. They make about $35 million a year revenue each year across like IPs like Fortnite, Call of Duty, etc. We work directly with the founder. He's a close friend of ours. And then of course, later on, we want to like license our tech and our sort of like benchmarking engine for like different environments. And we will like explore if, for example, KUKA AG or like these robotic company want to put like their own challenges on the platform as well. And this is how like Kaggle makes their money. And they charge usually 150,000 for a challenge. Once you have like the developers and the distribution, you have a lot more leverage. But these are like the initial sort of revenue streams.
Thank you so much, Gabriel, for your pitch. Everyone, if you want to connect with our speakers, you can find all the contact details here in the chat. And I think we can conclude today's call, right, Ivan?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for your participation. It was a pleasure hearing all the projects. And guys, if you want to step in and be our next guest and pitch here on our next calls, feel free to fill the form for participation, which is right now in the chat. Thank you, Malika, for that. And also there's a feedback form, so be sure to leave your thoughts regarding this call. And thank you so much for being here again. Happy weekend and see you next time.